All right, let's start. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Yuzo, and this is ECE 318, 2024 semester. And first time to offer this course online, and hopefully we can learn something out of it. And can you guys hear me well? Any clarity or and also you should be able to see my screen. I'm sharing. Good. Thank you for the feedback. Very good. If possible, every time of the lecture and office hour, please use both the speaker and the microphone, okay? Because if any questions, please immediately speak out so we can have a Q&A in real time, okay? This is one of my styles. If you have any trouble of using the microphone during the lecture time, please let me know and we will figure out something else, okay? All right, let's start today's lecture. I have this announcement about a week ago, okay? And basically is emphasizing the review of the module 0, and from where we can find 3 important documents, okay? Syllabus, progress, Gantt chart as timeline, and also how to be successful in this online course, okay? And this has to be discussed at the very beginning, okay? All right, let's get into the modules. Okay? So first of all, what do you mean by modules? I don't know how many of you have experience of using Canvas modules, because some of the faculty do use it and the rest never. So let me explain what it means by modules. You can feel free to understand the module as different subjects, or say different topics or different chapters, okay, as in the textbook. So here I'm saying module 0 means nothing but topic 0. Topic 0 is review. Topic 1 is corresponding to the chapter 1 in the textbook, semiconductor material and diodes. Pretty much just the topic, okay? Topic, module, and the chapter. They mean the same thing, basically, okay? So this is how you understand these modules. So you go to your Canvas, and every time you want to check the details of the course, like the resources, course materials, or any assignment, okay? You want to go to the assignment to see you want to go to the announcements to see any updates over there, and then you want to go to the modules to check the details of the course, okay? This is what you want to do. And let's go over them together, okay? Let's go over them together to help you become familiar with my styles. This is very important because most of you guys, I think, first time take course from me, and maybe even first time to take a ECE major online course. So you have to, at the beginning of the semester, become familiar with the styles and how it works. Okay, this is very, very important. So let's click the first document, how to be successful in online course. Actually, I'm providing some insights not only for this particular online course, but a general online course tips. So here I'm using a couple of paragraphs to tell you that actually some students might like the online formats, and some students actually get very frustrated, especially ECE major students, or say engineering major students, okay? Actually, I know some of the engineering students really hate, okay, it's not even neutral, yes, they really hate online format. So let's talk about how to be successful, or what you should do and what you should not, okay? So first of all, the online course or even hybrid course requires from your end, or say from students' end, self-motivation, sense of responsibility, and the capability of independent study. It requires something, actually something more comparing to the regular face-to-face class. Yes, it requires more from students. This is also why some of students struggle with the online course, in my opinion. Okay, it requires some extra capability or stronger capability in some perspectives. Okay. To this particular class, to this particular ECE 318, it is in 100% online format this semester. Okay, and what I'm going to offer is synchronous online teaching, and office hour, of course, online has to be, as you know, and all of the exams are online too. Okay. But here, I want to emphasize this synchronous online teaching. There are two ways. One is synchronous, and another is asynchronous. Okay. Synchronous online teaching is closer, or say much closer to the regular face-to-face lecture. So that's why I'm applying this way this time, okay, to see if it works fine. Okay, so before anything else, I want to bring up one thing. Your feeling of taking this online course should be the same as the feeling you're taking the regular face-to-face course. Okay? This is what I'm trying to implement. And hopefully you're feeling this way as well, because it requires both end efforts from my end as well as your end. Okay. If online teaching and learning becomes something like while you go to YouTube and watch some videos and in quite casual way, well, you won't learn much. You won't be able to learn much. Okay, and your performance in the exams and any assessments will not be very good either. Okay. Your concentration must be same as the one you had in the regular face-to-face class. Okay, your real-time in-class, in-lecture examples need to be conducted in the same way as you did in the regular face-to-face class as well. Okay, the closer you are making this online course to the regular face-to-face class, the better outcome you're gonna have. Okay, this is what I learned during last winter, second half of the winter, as well as the spring semester, because I also taught Circuit 1 in spring online. Okay, this is what I learned from students' experience. Okay, from the real students' experience and story. It's not an opinion, it's a fact. Okay, it is what happened. So let's talk about the syllabus and the Gantt chart. Okay, first of all, the syllabus. There are some general things you can read yourself. Okay, for example, the description, the prerequisite. I don't think anyone here has any trouble or any issues with the prerequisite. And the textbook is listed here. It's a little bit old, but not obsolete. And some references. And I'm the instructor. And my office is at Pioneer Hall 211. Phone extension is 2750 in case you need to reach me out. And of course, in such pandemic time, the best way to reach most of the faculty will be the email. Okay, the best way to reach out is email. Okay, so shoot me email. I check my email quite often. Of course, so should you. Okay, so should you. Okay, remember to check your email at least 2 or 3 times a day. Weekend, no exception. Okay, This is a very, very important because if anything I want to update about the course, I gonna write a new announcement in the Canvas. And after sending it, you should be able to receive a email notification right away. Anything you want to know, you don't want to miss or say, should be in your email. Should be in your email. Okay, so you need to check it often enough. So 2 or 3 times a day at least. And also avoid checking your email right before going to the bed. Okay, because no matter it's good news or bad news, it's gonna bother your sleep. Don't do that. I'm not kidding about this. This is really something matter. Okay, you don't want to, or say you really want to have a decent, high quality sleep every night. Okay, you need it, especially for such pandemic things going on. Okay, so it's not good time for anyone. Okay, so sleep good. Okay, sleep well. The lecture time, synchronous online live lecturing, okay, on Tuesday, Thursday, 1 to 2:20. Okay. Of course, on Thursday is right after the lab, which we will talk a little bit more later today. Okay. Anyways, this is lecture time. As you know from the Canvas conferences, and my office hour is online. Okay, online. And Monday and Wednesday, 2:30 to 4, Monday and Wednesday. And I will talk more about office hours later as well. Okay, some learning goals. And here is the course policy. First, I think not only today or not only the first week, but also through the entire semester, if you want to know the overall picture of the course and also become noticed about what you are learning, where you at, how's the progress, what you are expecting to happen, please go back to these 3 documents basically. Okay? You should be able to find answers for all of your questions through the entire semester, not only this week, which obviously we are going over right now. Okay. Lecture and office hours. There's no attendance policy for the lecture. No. Okay. If you are not attending the live lecturing, that's fine. I mean, you're not losing any credit directly because of your absence. No. Okay. Let alone the office hour, of course. Okay. However, since most of you guys the first time taking course from me, okay, I have to announce this very clearly to you guys. Okay, my style, the most important thing in my style, teaching style, is attendance. So my suggestion is, no matter what, attend the real-time live lecturing. Okay, no matter what, attend the lecture synchronously. To be honest, the lecture will be recorded and uploaded to the Canvas. Yes, it will. Okay. At least I will try my very best to make that happen. However, believe it or not, it's not quite the same. Okay, it's not quite the same between taking it synchronously and learning it yourself by another time. Okay, it's not quite the same. But if you have to do that, well, I will suggest you to think twice. But after thinking twice, you still decide to do that, well, you're not losing credit directly because of that. Okay. And also maybe after midterm 1, if you feel like, well, you're learning by yourself doesn't work well, you should immediately consider my suggestion to come back to attending the synchronous lecture. Okay? Again, attendance is highly encouraged. Okay. Yep, just the Canvas conferences by the lecture time. The lecture will be recorded and uploaded to Canvas modules, and actually conferences as well. Okay? 2 locations in Canvas to be accessed. Okay? You have 2 locations to access the recorded lecture. As to the office hour, I will be available online in Microsoft Teams. Okay. So what you can do is, as long as you know my email address, you can find me. And what you want to do is message me first. Okay. You want to message me first. And then according to first come, first serve policy, I will see who messaged me first, and then I will call you. Okay. So it kind of with your messages, with students' messages, I can see a line there. I can kind of align there, so I can observe one after another in order. Okay. So it will be on one-on-one basis. Okay. Office hour will be on one-on-one basis. Okay. Because I notice students prefer such private way to discuss some details. Okay. And the homeworks are assigned for each module or say chapter, and it is due 1 week after the conclusion of that module. And actually, the homework due date is labeled in the Gantt chart already. Okay, if you noticed, we will talk about that a little bit more. Okay, and no credit will be given to missed homeworks, exams, or project. Of course, this is something quite regular. Okay, and integrity policy, if violates, of course, F. No negotiation on that. These are all something you are familiar with, I believe. Here, the hardware and software required. This is some kind of obviously more important. A reliable and stable computer as well as network is required. Of course, they are required. And the midterm exam going to be taken under the respondent's lockdown browser and webcam. So please have it installed and ready to use no later than 2nd week. Is there any one of you guys don't understand what I'm talking about here? Anyone has zero experience with this thing? Anyone? Speaking out is the best way to respond me, but if not, you can type as well. All right, so everybody knows what is this. Good, very good. And both lectures and office hours requires the use of speaker and microphone. Okay. Using microphone to speak out is the most efficient way for Q&A. Okay. Typing, well, it's very easy for me to miss because I'm watching one screen, the same screen you guys are watching. And the chat window is on another screen. Okay, very easy for me to miss. And this is something need to be emphasized. The final project is a design amplifier circuit design simulation project. So it requires use of National Instrument multisim. Probably you guys never used it before, but we will use it a lot in our lab. Yeah, in our lab, we will use it a lot. So by the end of the semester, you definitely know how to use it. Okay. We will see when the project is assigned and when it will be due, etc., from the Gantt chart. Okay. Last but not least, if you have any technical trouble or you need any sort of help, remember we have ITS, okay, which is at what? The library first floor, right? Library first floor. The grade distribution, okay, very important. This is obviously maybe the most important information you want to remember. Homework 5%, project 17%. Each exam we have up to 3. Each exam 26. I'm sorry about the tricky number here, but I have to make the total to become 100, right? So that I can only do this. Okay, so 3 midterms, okay, because we kind of don't have a final exam because all of those 3 exams are not cumulative. That's why I call them all as midterm. Midterm 1, 2, and 3. Okay, no final. Okay, no final. No cumulative exam. Okay, so midterm 1 through 3. In grading policy, the only difference from other faculty might be just 95 is A, and 65 is C. So a little easier to get C, a little harder to get A. Homework listed here, and exact due date. Please check the Canvas modules. We will talk about that more when we go back to the Canvas. Right? This on-campus health and safety requirement. Well, this lecture is fine because we won't meet. Okay, we are not going to meet. However, please follow these things for our Thursday. From this coming Thursday on, we want to follow these things in the lab. Okay, wear the face mask. Yeah, wear the face mask. The thing is, a violation of this rule gonna be considered as a violation of the student code of conduct. So it's serious. It's very serious. It's a quite serious thing. Okay, so remember, please wear the face mask. Otherwise, on Thursday, I would have to ask you to leave. Okay, this is the rule faculty received from the school. Okay, we have to follow this. Okay, and of course, if you have any difficulty of doing so, please let me know in advance so we can figure out something else. All right. Otherwise, by Thursday, I will follow this rule. Okay, wearing the face mask, or please leave. Okay, this is the syllabus. Any questions? Any questions? Any concerns? Questions? Nothing? All right, and we can move on to the next document, which is our Gantt chart. Well, here, probably some of you have noticed that I just updated the syllabus and this Gantt chart. Okay, I'm sorry for any inconvenience. However, I just updated them hours ago. So please download this up-to-date version. Yeah, please download this again. Okay. Again, sorry for the inconvenience. There's some updates I did just hours ago. Okay. So if you have downloaded the old ones days ago, please download this new one. Okay. And this is the timeline in Gantt chart, I call it. Okay. In terms of time progress, I didn't do any change. Okay. And the updates that doesn't involve such change. No. We have module 0 through module 6. Okay. Module 0 is review of circuit 1 knowledge, and also introduce the basically the structure of this class overall picture. And then after that, well, it's going to take 2 weeks. This module 0 going to take 2 weeks. Quite a bit to review, especially the circuit 1 knowledge, okay, because this class is full of circuit analysis. So your design is based on the circuit analysis. It's not a surprise. Okay, so you have to be very fluent in the circuit analysis techniques, okay, VBUC. And followed by module 1 through 6. Module 1 through 6 are exactly corresponding to the chapter 1 through 6 in the textbook. So it's very nice. This is very nice. And we have homeworks due at different days. For example, homework 0 is due 1 week after the conclusion of module 0. It makes perfect sense. So is the homework 1. Homework 1 here due by this Tuesday because module 1 is over by the last previous Tuesday, right? So on and so forth. And our midterm 1 will be at the week 6, Thursday. The exact time length, the duration, available time period, please check the Canvas modules. Okay, it will be there. Going to be populated over there. Okay, probably not yet. Okay, I'm not finishing the modules. I only have module 0 and 1 for now, maybe. But, remember to check there for the exact date and the time. Okay. And here the legends. The yellow means the regular synchronous online lecture. The yellow with homework, and that means that day, at least that day, the homework is due online. You're gonna submit the homework to the Canvas. Okay, there's no hard copy submission, of course, not through email either. Okay, Canvas, there's assignment there. Upload your scanned homework there. Okay, and here this yellow with P means the date I will assign the project. I will assign the project. It's the week 12. And it will be due, the project will be due during the final week. And also, you probably also noticed in the final week, we don't have anything, and no exams. In other words, midterm 3 is not happening during the final week. During the final week, you're going to have a final project due. Okay? Again, exact date and time will be posted in the Canvas. Okay? You will check from there. And our midterm 3 is going to happen by the very last lecture this semester. Okay. So midterm 3 is there. And at same day, you have a homework 6 due. But I don't want to make you to have 2 things due at the same time at this particular day. So I have another policy regarding the homework. I'm gonna only grade 5 homeworks. Okay? Or say if you turn in 6 homeworks, I'm gonna select the top 5 grades to be counted towards your final total grade. Did I make myself clear so far? Any questions? Anything? All right.
I'm
move
good.
on. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. And the homework, midterm, no class, and well, we have 2 gray cells here and here, respectively, due to the Thanksgiving and Labor Day next week. So hopefully everything here makes sense to you. And this is the Gantt chart. Okay. Again, through the entire semester, whenever you want to know where you're at, okay, how's the progress, you come back here, you can find answer. You should be able to find answer. And these subjects, I will give you more summary later on today. Okay. So now let's go back to the Canvas module 1, this document. We are here now. Please try best to attend the synchronous lecture every week. Okay. Please be noticed that the fact comparing to regular in-person course, attendance becomes even more important in an online course. Well, to all of my face-to-face regular class, attendance is the #1 important thing. And online course, it becomes even more important. So once again, please allow me to emphasize this again. Please attend the synchronous lecture, live lecturing. Okay. This is the best thing you want to do. Okay. In this course, I mean. Okay. Of course, I've been talking about what you should do. Let me talk about the otherwise. Okay, the otherwise, what you shouldn't do. Or let's make it simple. Okay, let's make it simple. Let's just discuss what is the worst thing you can do, a student could do to a online course. Not only for this particular one, but also in general online course. What's the worst thing a student could do? Anyone has any words or description? I want to hear from you guys. Kevin, what do you think? No showed up? Very good. Daniel, what do you think? Daniel, are you there? Well, this seems the worst thing. Well, please speak out, if you could. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Today, well, yeah, as I said, try very best to use both speaker and microphone. It's really, you want to make it very similar or very close to the real in-person class. Okay? You want to make it that way. I'm trying to make it that way, and please do your end job as well. Okay, because it matters. Okay? Because it matters. Trust me. Okay? If you really want to learn something out of the class, it really matters. Okay, this format really matters. Yep, actually, the worst thing, in my opinion, is same as the Kevin said. It's just disappear. Right? Just disappear is the worst thing a student could do to a online course, no matter which course. Okay, that disappear. Especially to this one, you know, the recorded lecture will be available probably, which gives you maybe even more reason to kind of disappear or do everything on your own. Don't take me wrong, okay? I'm okay with that. You're not going to lose any credits directly because of your absence. No, you're absent from the real time live lecturing, fine. You're absent from the office hour, that's fine too. I really don't mind. I have no reason or no intention to deduct points because of your the absence. No, I have nothing like that. However, I'm telling you, according to what happened in the past, this is a real thing. This is real what happened in the facts. Okay, students did that and harmed their own performance in the exam, and therefore the GPA. Okay, this is about what you want to do to yourself. Okay, this is really, I'm as instructor, I'm really okay. I won't be offended either. I promise you. Okay, I'm really okay. Okay, but I strongly suggest you to think twice. A little bit more specific. Just imagine, are you going to arrange your working hours at the same time of your in-person class? I doubt you will, right? And then to this online course, as I said, make it closer or similar to the real in-person class. So you don't want to do that either. Does it make sense? So do not use the online live lecturing time, online course time, because this is synchronous online course. Okay? So I suggest you to not use this time for building up your working hours out there. Okay? this is really, really, but it is not offending me at all. Okay, but please trust me. I'm not offended if you do. However, I'm just suggesting you at the very beginning of the semester that is something really hurt. Yeah, that really hurt students' performance. Okay, so this is the fact I learned from what happened in the past. Okay, so how to take this class then? The best way is obviously find an appropriate place, right? You know when the lecture gonna happen, so find a appropriate place. What does it mean? It means you don't want to have any interruption going on around you. Right? It's a quiet, peaceful place. You are able to concentrate on listening and conducting the in-class or say in-lecture examples. Because as real face-to-face class, I can leave time for you to conduct the in-class example exercise. I can leave that time for you. And if meantime you're able to synchronously conduct those exercises, that will be extremely helpful to your upcoming exams. What's the best materials you should use to prepare my exams? The in-class examples. So this is really this is something really matter. Okay, not only for this particular class, but find a appropriate place. Okay, and take the online course, take it seriously, make it count. Okay, that's the 80 hours. Make it count. Okay, concentrate 100%. Say you turn on the computer, let the live lecturing run, and in the meantime you're taking a nap in another room. Well, of course that doesn't count. Or you're working at your office, okay, with your boss just like 10 yards away. Well, that doesn't count either, right? So please think twice, maybe 3 times or even more before choose to do that. Okay, really matter. It really matter. Any questions? Any questions? I'm seeing Shane. Are you typing?
I'm good.
All right. Oh, bumped keyboard. All right. That's fine. All right. Keep moving. Keep moving. 2 locations for you to access the recorded lecture. Okay, one is Canvas conferences, another is the Canvas modules. 2 places. Okay. Generally speaking, the recorded lecture will be automatically available in conferences after like 4 or 5 hours. After 4 or 5 hours. To the modules, it relies on my uploading, so it might take more than that. So check these 2 places for the recorded lecture if you want. Again, the recorded lecture is supposed to be considered as supplemental material, or supplemental things to offer extra help. You always should mainly rely on the live lecturing to learn, to exercise. Trust me, this is not wasting your time. It's actually the most efficient way to you. Okay. Move on to the next. Midterm exams. Okay, all of those 3 gonna be under lockdown browser and the webcam. And we're gonna have a final project. Okay, and we just talk about and the class material. This is one tip. I was reported. By some of the other students. Do not use your cell phone to study the course materials. Okay, do not, because the cell phone sometimes cannot correctly open the Excel sheet or PPT files. It happened, okay, in iPhone or other operation systems, cell phones. I was reported, so that's why I know. The right way is always download them to your local drive to open them correctly by your computer's software. Okay, remember this, because you don't want to be misled, right? You don't want to be confused or misled by the incorrectly opened files, okay? Because most of them are time sensitive, right? You misalign the time cells, well, that's something that's serious. So don't use your cell phone if possible. Okay? Here, I mentioned a little bit earlier, but still, independently practice and repeat the in-class examples, exercise. That's the most important thing to do for preparing the exams. Okay, that is my style, one of my styles. Here I'm emphasizing understanding the given solution, because after the lecture, of course, you got my solution presented, right? You can read through my solution and understand it. However, understanding those solutions is absolutely not equal to being able to do it correctly on your own in exams. It's a different thing. It's just a different, okay? Without really conducting it yourself independently, you don't even know if you understand or not. Okay? You think you understand the solution. However, you might still not be able to do it yourself. Okay? That's very, very likely, because they are different. And no matter how much experience you have for the Canvas, I'm providing some Canvas learning tutorials in this link. And you can purchase the textbook from this bookstore. And next, I want to talk about communication. Okay, this is very, very important. Yeah. The online or hybrid course requires more. Okay, what does it mean by more? More than the regular in-person course. Okay. This is absolutely true. The online course, you need to communicate with either classmates or the instructor more. Office hour, Monday, Wednesday, 2:30 to 4. And in Microsoft Teams, I will be online, and it will be on one-on-one basis. And first come, first serve. So just message me. Let me know you're there, you're ready. And then I will call you. Of course, extra appointment could be made. Okay, could be made by the email. Just let me know. And generally speaking, I use Canvas announcements to provide any immediate updates. So check your email. Okay, check your email. And don't wait. Okay, don't hesitate. Don't wait for any questions or concerns. I'm very open for any requests or proposals. Well, I have no guarantee to approve all the time, but at least I'm pretty open. Okay, I'm pretty open for your concerns. So let me know. And you might use discussions or chat. These are two features inside of the Canvas as well for discussions. For any discussions, you can post something there to see anyone gonna reply. I will check those very often. Okay, so if any student posts something in discussions or chat, I will reply for sure. And some other students support a link. Here, the exams, of course, it matters. It matters a lot. Okay, I mean to your grade, So first, about the midterm exams, we have up to 3 midterm exams. They are scheduled in the Gantt chart already, but please always check the exact date and time, or say rely on the Canvas modules for the exact date and time. Okay, Canvas modules. Another feature of the Canvas is the calendar, right? I hope everybody knows the calendar feature of the Canvas. Once I have something scheduled, due date scheduled in the modules, it's going to automatically populate your Canvas calendar, right? From where you can see those time and date. Of course, the attendance of the exam is mandatory. Okay, there's no negotiation on this. And it will be graded in details and returned to the students for reviewing and questioning. Okay. I will return the graded exams and homeworks inside of Canvas. But this is something new. Okay. In the past spring semester, where I taught the Circuit 1, I wrote individual email to every single student for returning the graded exams and projects, etc. But it was exhausted and even a little bit stupid. So I spent a little bit of time to dig in the Canvas. I found this feature is available in assignments. So in future, I can automatically return the graded exams and homeworks inside of the Canvas assignments over there. Okay. Any of you has experience about this feature? I mean, have you ever taken any class? The instructor returned the graded material to you inside of Canvas, so you can find it from there. Anyone has such experience? Yep, I saw. Oh. That triangle head means what? Josh? Well, what does that mean? Same as okay, same as thanks. Okay, I see. Spring and summer classes. Good. I was not smart enough to use it in my spring class. Well, I was exhausted, therefore, but I learned. I'm gonna do that this time. Okay, it can be a return over there. Good. Thank you, guys, for the feedback here. Besides of the graded exams, statistics of overall class performance will be provided as an additional feedback. This is a statistics from where you can know the overall performance of the entire class. But also you can know in terms of letter grade, that particular exam or not homework, that particular exam, where you stand. Okay, where you stand, A, B, C, or D. Okay, so through the semester, you always know. You say your midterm 1 is A, midterm 2 is A, midterm 3. Before midterm 3, you're expecting A as the total grade of this course, right? So this kind of help you to have a reasonable expectation. As long as you are perform normally in the midterm 3, and then you should eventually receive A as well as your final grade, right? If you A, and then after midterm 3, you find, well, you got a C, then of course, I'm afraid something wrong, or something really wrong. You have to reach out to me. Come back to me and ask, how could I only get a C? Right? All right. Here, the best way to prepare. 3 things. I'm reminding you 3 things. This is my style in my class. 3 things. First, once again, attending the lecture. Attending the live lecture. Okay. Nothing is more important than this particular one. Okay. Second, I will have a review. A review for the upcoming midterm 1 week ahead of that particular exam. Okay. I will pinpoint what is going to be covered in the upcoming exam. Okay. Fully utilize these review information. Okay. Fully utilize these information. I'm saying, well, I'm going to cover MOSFET DC analysis and common source circuits. You are reviewing that accordingly to prepare. Okay. Find the corresponding examples to exercise, obviously. Okay. 1 week ahead of each exam, I will have a review. I'm gonna have a review. Third thing is also, once again, independently practice and repeat in-class examples and exercise. Okay. You might wonder, how is the homework? Homework's also helpful. Okay, they are, of course, also helpful, but not as helpful as the in-class examples and exercise. So again, lecture is the most important thing, and the examples, exercise inside of it, second important. And then the homework problems. The homework problems, in my opinion, is for you to do extra exercise. If you can bring up some questions we can discuss so that you can learn something more, that is the homework for. And that's what homework for. Okay? That's what homework for. Completing the homework and submit it to get some homework credits, well, in my opinion, is not valuable, since 5 homeworks, 5%, only 5% towards your total grade. Okay. I'm giving very minimum weight to the homework, and the main reason is actually I'm fully aware of the existence of the homework solutions online, okay, to everybody. So if you just for completing the homework and then to do the homework, then it's meaningless. Okay. Finishing the homework is useless, except you can learn something out of it. Okay. Exams 100% online. And here, this is something useful as well. Okay. You're only going to have multiple choice and/or handwritten problems. Of course, here I need to clarify. You might have handwritten problems and multiple choice. You might have handwritten problems only, but you won't have multiple choice only. Okay, that's not possible. Sorry about that. Okay, it's because the engineering course requires the problem solving, so you have to present some logics on the paper to solve a handwritten problem, equations, calculations, etc., etc. Okay. Oh, I'm receiving a question from two. For the handwritten problem, so do we have to print the problems out? You mean the problems? Oh, because the problems are displayed on the screen, right, on computer screen, and you're watching it, and in the meantime you're writing your answers, your step-by-step answers on another paper, right? And after that, you don't have to repeat the problem on your paper. No, you don't have to repeat or print them. No, you don't. And actually, since it is under the lockdown browser, the computer won't allow you to do that either. Does it make sense? You have no chance to do the printing. No chance. And you don't need to repeat the problem. You just write down the problem number. I won't miss. This is it will be okay. Yeah, sure, no problem. Okay, it will be okay. And of course, test run exam. Okay, maybe you see how it works. Okay, how it works. Attend the test run exam. Okay, it won't be graded. It's some. I will give you some quite careful problems for you to exercise how to go through this procedure. Okay, it's mainly about how to go through this procedure. And of course, I gonna also exercise how to return the graded exam in the Canvas. I need to exercise that too. So attend the test run exam. Okay, test run exam. To summarizing all of those up, and then first, how to conduct the midterm. Okay, first we have to apply the lockdown browser, so have it installed and ready to use no later than the second week. Okay, and if you want to learn basic information about this lockdown browser, please use this link. I provided some material. And also here, and because in the in-person class, during the exam, the proctor is presenting, right? You can ask real-time Q questions. I will try to, as I said, I try to make it similar to the in-person class. So I'm gonna hold a live Canvas conference during that time, okay? During exam time. So you want to join the conference before starting the exam. Because if you start exam and then you won't be able to join any conference, doesn't make sense. Lockdown browser won't allow you to do anything else. Okay, remember this. Okay, won't allow you to unmute your microphone, won't allow you to adjust your volume, won't allow you to print, won't allow you to join a conference, nothing. Okay, you can only do the exam under that lockdown browser. Okay, remember this. So if you want to have a real-time Q&A during the exam, you have to join the conference first. And then you start the exam. You won't be kicked out, okay, because I'm gonna set it up. So lockdown browser allows you to join a conference at the same time. Okay. The general procedure. So basically, you conduct multiple choice, enter the handwritten problems in a Canvas quiz. Just to be careful the name, okay? Because the name is very, very meaningful. You are going to a quiz called Midterm Exam, and dash requires respondents lockdown browser plus webcam. Okay, you go to this name. You're looking for this name, and then you go into it and take it under the lockdown browser. Generally give about 90 minutes or maybe 80 minutes, if you see. And when you finish your answer sheet, handwritten works, you're gonna submit in the computer. You submit this quiz. You submit this midterm exam without uploading anything. Because again, under the lockdown browser, it does not allow you to upload. Does it make sense? This is a little bit awkward, but it doesn't allow you to upload anything. You have to submit without uploading. And then you still need to upload the answer sheet, obviously. And then you go to another one. Okay, you go to another name here, another assignment called upload midterm exam answer file here. Okay. Again, remember the name, okay, because the name is very, very meaningful. You go to this name, and then you, of course, before uploading, you need to do a scan, convert, combine to become a one, okay, only one file. It doesn't allow multiple files, only one file, and has to be PDF, right? uploading this one PDF file to such name. Very meaningful name you won't miss. Well, this procedure going to be given another 15 minutes, so I am 90 minutes plus 15 minutes. Okay. So this is basically how to conduct this exam. Here is the question from Daniel. It has to be a PDF file. Yes, has to. Okay. That's why I have a convert step over here. And it has to be a PDF file. Do you guys know what is the best tool to do the scan, convert, combine job for you? What app? Of course, for such job, I'm afraid you have to use your cell phone. So what Office Lens, Genius Scan. Good. I heard feedback from Kevin and Josh and Connor. Yeah, I'm using the Connor's option. I'm using the Connor's cam scanner. I'm using cam scanner. It's free. So, yep, cam scanner is good. So have that tool ready because you don't want to during the exam. Sure, no problem, Daniel. You don't want to have such kind of trouble in the real exam, right? You finish your answer and then you, oh my gosh, how to scan, how to combine, how to convert it to PDF. Oh my gosh. Well, guess what? Online exam, the due time is due time. You understand what I mean? What I'm saying is in the in-person exam, guess what? I'm there. If you're late by 1 minute, 2 minutes, I'm very likely still accept your exam, right? I'm still there. I'm not leaving. However, the computer doesn't care, right? Doesn't care anyone. You're late, let alone 1 minute or 2 minutes. You're late by 1 second, guess what? It's closed. The system doesn't care, okay? Remember this. You need to be very, very cautious. In the in-person exam, when you see, well, 5 minutes left, what does it mean in-person exam? Hurry up to write more, right? But in this online exam, 5 minutes left, what does it mean? You are running out of time. You have to stop and submit and then go to scanning work. You know what I mean? That does it make sense to you? So be very careful. Be very careful. Okay. This time sensitivity thing or feeling can hardly be tested in the test run exam. So I bring it up now. So remind you guys, 5 minutes left. Guess what? You're very dangerous. It's not an in-person exam. I mean, why I'm giving you extra 15 minutes, right? Of course, by 5 minutes left, I mean, you have used what, 1 hour, 30 minutes plus 10 minutes. That's what I mean by only 5 minutes left, okay? I'm not saying you're 5 minutes away from that 90 minutes limits. No, I'm not saying that. Okay? 15 minutes already counted in this description. So we are done with this document as well as obviously the Gantt chart and the syllabus. Any questions? Any questions? Mitch, you there? Good. Any questions? All right. Sounds good. All right. I think we are done with the basic course information. Okay. If any more, of course, let me know by email. Okay, I'll be available there. And then now we can jump into our lecture. Let's jump into our lecture. And today, the most important thing is the knowledge-wise. The most important thing is not any detailed knowledge, but the course outline, okay, the structure of the course, okay, how you understand these structure of the knowledge. This course is about and only about three components, three semiconductor material components: diode, MOSFET, and the BJT. Okay. I believe most of you guys more or less understand the diode. However, MOSFET and the BJT, maybe some here and there know some and don't know the rest. That's fine. We will see the details about them. Okay. Both are transistors. MOSFET and BJT are abbreviations. They are not the real true name. Okay, they're the abbreviations of multiple words. So they're both transistors. And what is meant by the course pattern? Okay. Pattern means this. Okay, let me show you. Can you guys see my notebook? I'm starting to write. Yeah. No, good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Yeah, every time I just always be very glad to receive the voice from you guys. Okay. Okay. What does it mean by course pattern? Okay. The pattern is like this. As I said, three components, right? Okay. Three components. I'm building a table to summarize the pattern into a table to contain everything you need to know. Three components. Three components: diode, MOSFET, and the BJT. We're going to learn them chapter by chapter, module by module, of course. However, all of these three are following the same pattern. What do I mean by same pattern? It means this. First, we're going to learn the basics of that particular component or device, per se. The basics, including like the semiconductor structure, is quite a bit of physics knowledge, but we will try to simplify them for you to understand the basics. That will be enough. And the circuit symbols, IV curves, IV characteristic curve. Sorry for my rusty spelling. Okay, the circuit symbols, IV characteristic curves, the basic behaviors, and the zero. Okay, so learn the basics of diode, and then when we reach the topic, when we reach the modules for MOSFET, we will also begin with the basics of the MOSFET. And the last, when we reach the BJT module, we also going to begin with the basics of the BJT. Almost the same content: semiconductor structures, circuit symbols, followed by IV curves, these basics. Okay. After the basics, we will learn so-called DC analysis. DC analysis. And then the last is AC analysis. And of course, by now, we don't need to know any details about them. We just need to know the structure. What does it mean by DC analysis? But what does it mean by AC analysis? You see. Okay. And more details, if you try to correspond them to our modules or chapters, it's like this. Okay, it's like this. basics and the DC analysis and half of the AC analysis of the diode will be the chapter 1 knowledge, or say the module 1. Chapter 1 in the textbook first. In the second half, the AC analysis of the diode. Right, second half of the AC analysis of the diode belongs to module 2, or say chapter 2. Okay, so there's a vertical line to divide them. And then similar here, basics and the DC analysis of the MOSFET. This belongs to module 3, or say chapter 3. And the AC analysis of the MOSFET belongs to the module 4, chapter 4. Okay. And here, basics and the DC analysis of the BDT belongs to module 5 and chapter 5. And AC analysis, and actually a little bit overlapping with the chapter 5, is module 6, or say chapter 6. Okay. So by this simple table is clarifying one thing, which is the structure of the course. So this entire semester for this ECE 318, what you are learning, just these things, not just following such pattern. And in the meantime, if you combine this table with the provided Gantt chart, things become even better. Things become even more clear, right? It's a very logical, very systematic, and organized. Okay. So these are basically the course pattern. Any questions? All right, if everything so far is clear, then we can go back to our slides. Obviously, so the PPT slides file going to be uploaded in the modules, and then we can start our review. We have 3 lectures. After today, we still have 2 lectures to finish all of these reviewed subjects. We will review the basic concepts of the signals, DC and AC signals, and what type of AC signals, just the signals. Okay, and we will review mainly spending of time mainly on the basic circuit analysis skills, the techniques, KCL, KVLs, node or mesh, whatever you call it, dividers. What do you mean by dividers? It means the voltage or current dividers, okay, which turned out to be not easy, at least to Circuit 1 students. We will review those, okay, talk about them. And the superposition theorem, etc. By etc. actually is supposed to involve as well the Thevenin and Norton, right? And then we will talk about complex number and phasor representation of the AC signals. Okay. I know many of you are not taking 335 yet, but don't worry. Here we just, this 318 course just involved the minimum of AC knowledge, very basics. Okay. So if you're not taking 335, where the details of AC is taught, don't worry. Don't worry too much. Okay. This is not about AC. Okay. ECE 341, that's an AC course. That's a purely AC calculation and theory course. Okay, 318 is not. And some basic amplifier concept and the basic concepts about the electronic systems. Okay, So let's go through them. Not much time left, but we just quickly go through the first one. Okay. Looking at these two signals, A and B, are they AC or DC? Let's answer the number one, the very basic question. Are they AC or DC? Signal A is AC or DC? Any answers? Yeah, Connor say is AC. Connor say is the AC. That's the correct answer. But does it have any DC? I'm saying signal A. Does it have containing any DC? Because it's obviously possible, right? I mean, if given a random signal, it might be purely AC, might be purely DC, but it might be mixing between DC and AC, right? So to signal A, which is the case? Right? Three options. So purely AC, purely DC, or mixing between two. Which one? Now, Kevin's saying this looks like a PWM on a DC source. And actually, we can call it the square wave. Now, the square wave is a better name. It looks like a PWM. However, it's not PWM. The PWM actually means something else, even though it looks very similar. That's true. It looks very similar. Square wave. It is square wave. Yep, good. So the correct answer here is actually signal A is purely AC. Okay, three options, remember? It's a purely AC, which means it doesn't include any DC, no DC at all. Before clarifying the concepts, let's move on to signal B. Signal B. It's also square wave, right? It's also square wave. So what's the difference from this signal B to the signal A?
It shifted.
Say that again, Josh.
It's shifted.
Shifted. Very good. Very good. Okay. It's actually shifted. Okay. Well, of course, the span, the vertical span of signal A is 10, right? 5 positive 10 to negative 5. 5 is span is 10. And here the span is positive 5 to negative 2. Span is 7. It's less span. However, the nature of difference is remains as shifted. Exactly, shifted up. Therefore, signal B is which case? It's purely AC, purely DC, or mixing between AC and DC? Which one? Mixing? Yes, correct. Okay, correct. Very good, very good. I receive quite a bit correct answer. Good. And thank you for answering the question. It's mixing between DC and AC. So as the very last thing for today, I'm presenting the concept of DC and AC. So what does it mean by containing DC? Given the signal, does it contain DC? If it does contain DC, the average of the signal is not 0. That's the concept you need to keep in your head. How to tell the given signal has DC or not, or it is purely DC? You are watching at the average. Okay, I'm highlighting the average, this word. Okay, you are watching the average, not the peak value, not the maximum value, not the minimal value, not the look, of course, not the shape. You are looking at the average value to judge if any DC. And of course here, if containing no DC, what does it mean by containing no DC? Containing no DC means nothing but purely AC. Okay? Purely AC, or say OAC only, then the signal, no matter what the look, okay, be very careful. It doesn't matter the look. Okay, the look might be very messy. The look might be very neat. It does not matter. What matters is the average value. Average value for purely AC is absolutely 0. Okay. Average value is 0. Then no DC, only AC. just like signal A, in where we can see the average value is 0. Okay, so it's purely AC, no DC at all. To signal B, if you go for this average value, you will see it is non-zero. Therefore, it contains DC. However, it's not purely DC. Why is not purely DC? Anyone knows? Why signal B is not purely DC? Because 3 options, right? Purely AC, purely DC, and mixing.
It's not just a straight line straight across the graph.
Exactly. Very good. Very, very good. Purely DC is very easy to judge. Okay, so we should feel very confident about it. Purely DC, just a flat line, flat horizontal line. Very easy to tell. It is not that way. So it definitely has AC. Okay, don't doubt that. Okay. And the average is not 0, so it's not purely AC. Therefore, it's mixing between AC and DC. All right, that's all for today. And thank you for attending today's lecture. And we'll talk to you. I want to say see you guys, but well, we will see each other. Wow, I forgot this. So see you guys all on Thursday morning. Okay. Thank you. Bye.